everyone. I'd like to talk about the increase of available technology due to globalization and the subsequent effects on neurology. So, neurology can be defined as the branch of health science that deals with the nervous system, both normal and diseased. The brain is central to our nervous system, and I wanted to explore what, if any, is the surge of global technology having on our brain health. So, to begin, I will first discuss the globalization of technology as we discussed with the course material. So, Friedman explored the positives of technology, and he quotes Nicolani, who said, "The playing field is now being leveled due to the spread of technology." I believe the leveling of the playing field is a positive. The opportunities are now endless for anyone with a simple smartphone. At first, I wondered just how far cell phone usage had spread. My questions were answered by the article, 7 Ways Mobile Phones Have Changed Life in Africa. The article details how within the past 10 years, Nigeria has increased from 100,000 mobile phone lines to 100 million, and this extensive growth trend can be seen across the continent. So that just goes to show how technology has become just as big a part of their life as it is for you and I, even in some of the poorest areas in Africa. So this proves the great extent to which technology has been globalized. And here's a picture that I pulled just off of Google. It actually happens to be from another article discussing the huge implications of technology in Africa. Just thought that was interesting. So, how is this technological movement working? Is it causing more harm than good? Mark Taylor argues in Speed Kills that we are divided and enslaved by our technologies, which were originally supposed to help us. While I do not completely agree with him, he brings up a good point which led me to my central question. What if it is affecting our brain health? Our brains are our body's control center. We cannot afford to cause such harm to ourselves. This has been a recent topic in the media lately, and it only continues to grow, as does technology. Younger children are being exposed to it, as well as older adults who do not grow up with such technology. For this reason, I have explored whether, if any, neurological effects are being seen due to our increased use of technology made possible through globalization. So when discussing the effects of technology on neurology, the focus is usually on children and their development. Children's brains are growing and developing every day, and I have been concerned how spending so much time with technology is going to affect them. I was most recently alerted to this phenomenon while babysitting my 2-year-old nephew. He was watching the children's show on TV, and he would repeat words they said and occasionally point out objects on the screen. So in this way, it seemed that there was some degree of learning, but are the overall effects still more positive than negative? Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics is concerned with this as well, of course. They conducted a study in hopes of describing the media access and usage among children ages 0 to 6. So the data concluded that on a typical day, 75% watched TV and 32% watched videos or DVDs for approximately 80 minutes a day, as well as 27% of 5 to 6-year-olds use the computer for about 50 minutes a day. And finally, 1/5 of 0 to 2-year-olds and over 1/3 of 3 to 6-year-olds even have their own personal TV in their bedrooms. I don't know about you, but I certainly did not have one at that age. So this study was conducted in 2007, but we can only imagine how much it has grown since then. Also, personal device usage has increased among young children everywhere, as I have witnessed myself. Now, usage may be slightly different for less developed countries, but with this increased globalization, we can be sure that one day, very soon perhaps, all children will be accessing technology daily in the same way. So, how are children handling this technology? Well, Dr. Geed explores this in his research titled The Digital Revolution and Adolescent Brain Evolution. He offers a more updated statistic that says adolescents are interacting with technology an average of 8.5 hours per day, a drastic increase from 2007. He says that adolescents' adaptive neurology and subsequent cognitive abilities is what underlies their eager embrace of this swift technological change. Technology is altering the ways teens accomplish their developmental tasks as well, such as learning about the world, establishing their independence and identity, and socializing with their peers. Geed recognizes that there can be a potential downside with overuse, but argues that we are seeing positive results so far concerning how adaptive adolescents and young children are to this spread of technology. Now the challenge is to make sure that their time with technology is productive, so we will continue to see benefits of technological use. So in this article, Children Are Wired for Better or Worse, they suggest that what remains is how to purposefully harness technology and children's affinity for it in a positive way to promote learning and desired outcomes. I agree that this should be our goal moving forward. I know that schools are integrating technology more and more now than ever into their curriculums, and I believe that will prepare children and adolescents for the ever-changing global world of technology in which we live. With all the positives discussed so far, the adaptability of children and their positive use of technology for learning and socializing, there's one myth that has haunted me in the back of my mind. It is one that could have the potential to affect adults and children alike. The question is, does increased cell phone use cause brain cancer because of the radiation it puts off? Now that might seem rather silly, but for some of us it has been a real concern if you've grown up hearing that, as I had. But Kahn refutes this in his meta-analysis for the Journal of Neuro-Oncology. He concluded that there is no overall risk increased for cell phone users and their risk of developing brain cancer. That is a great relief for some of us like myself. But, however, with this research, like any research, he suggests that we take it with a grain of salt and continue our research on long-term cell phone usage and its effects. It's important to stay on top of this research. So, technology is affecting us on a neurological level, but more specifically, how are our brains changing? Andy Horvath discusses this in an article, How Does Technology Affect Our Brains? The short answer is that technology is affecting our memory, our attention, what we focus on, and our sleep cycles. So just about everything. We can see this effect specifically on attention and focus when examined by brain scans. A study showed that frequent internet users show twice as much activity in the prefrontal cortex. So the prefrontal cortex can be seen here in the orange or here in the green, and it is responsible for short-term memory storage and our ability to make quick decisions. So this flood of information has taught us how to skim and highlight only the important information which is pertinent to what we need. So in this way, we are becoming more specialized to this task because of our frequent use of technology. And this is evidenced in the higher activity levels shown in our prefrontal cortex. So another way in which our brains are changing is that they are adapting and learning with this new technology. Thanks to neuroplasticity, which is the ability of our brains to change in structure or function in response to experience, our brains are rewiring in a way due to technology. And this can be seen even in the older adult population. It is a fascinating phenomenon that is suggesting technology is enhancing our neuronal usage and cognitive health as a whole. So overall, the globalization and subsequent easy access seems to be benefiting our brains more than hurting them. I do not have time, unfortunately, to refute all the potential negatives surrounding technology, but we need to remember to be cautious of both the myths and the potential pitfalls by keeping ourselves informed. We should carefully monitor children's usage of technology, but we should also encourage positive usage, and we should even try to learn more ourselves. In this way, I believe technology is even aiding us in becoming better global citizens by making us more informed and more adaptable to be able to do so. So we should do our part to embrace technology in a healthy way in order to reap its rewards. Thank you.